sets Isaac apart is, and you'll probably hear me say this a lot on the podcast, is a quote from Ricky Bobby, "My blessings, my curse, I'm never satisfied," right? So I've seen Isaac sign an $8.5 million credit. And then instead of like getting on Amazon and buying some stuff, or I call them victory laps, right? So instead of taking a victory lap, making sure everyone in the building knows that I just signed one of the biggest credits, but instead of doing that, and I promise you, I know how tempting it is to take your foot off the gas after you achieve something that maybe beyond what your goal was for that week. Even the most impressive thing about Isaac is a minute later, he's working on that next account. Yep. Like, and I can't overemphasize. I think there's a lot of people, a lot of salespeople, that they have a goal in their head. They have a ceiling of their head, right? I tell a story about when somebody sets a goal and I'm like, well, how many are you going to do today? Well, I'm going to do 5 today. I'm like, oh, that's awesome, man. Go get them. And then I go see him and he takes 2 pieces of paperwork, right? And I'm like, how are you going to do 5 if you only have 2 contracts? Like, you just, mentally, you're not getting, like, dude, you just got pumped up. But you can't even go do 5 with 2 pieces of paperwork unless I have to leave and bring that to you or whatever, right? So they're not actually even think they're capable of doing 5 if they only took 2 pieces of paperwork, right? So what I love about Isaac is when Isaac hits whatever his goal was that day, he doesn't look at it as like, okay, look what I accomplished. He looks at it as, what else can I accomplish above my goal? And if let's say he triples it, he doesn't lessen tomorrow. Like tomorrow, he wants to beat that. And Isaac is being the top of something. You're always competing with yourself. And the best guys find a way to do that. When I say guys, I mean guys and girls, reps. They find a way to never take their foot off the gas. And I've never seen you be complacent. I've never seen it, dude. I've never seen you be like, okay, dude, this is awesome. I've seen a couple of your paychecks. I promise you there's people that would take one day off and just be like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy this too. I've never seen you do it. How do you get yourself to stay that mentally strong? And I cannot overemphasize how important this is. So I hope everyone's listening, and please give a good answer. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
It's not talked about enough in the sales industry, emotional intelligence. Don't get too high on your highs and don't get too low on your lows. We can talk about those big paychecks. We can talk about those big days, but there's also a ton of lows that came with that, of getting rejected or an owner saying no or not qualifying. And no matter what, consistency is key. And that's another basketball coach quote that he lived by. Consistency is key. And no day looked different. And I never got too high on my highs. I never got too low on my lows. I really bought in and was all in, burned my ships on this ERC opportunity. And obviously, with how lucrative it is and how big those paychecks can be, right? Why take your foot off the gas, right? So I never got too high on my highs, never got too low on my lows, and I just stayed consistent. If the opportunity is that big, why do anything else, and why take your foot off the gas?